Senator Dianne Feinstein calling for an immediate postponement of proceedings in the light of this new allegation. Everyone, regardless of political affiliation, should obviously be against sexual abuse and violence. And if we're going to fight, as we should, for gender equality and women's rights, we shouldn't just be against sexual abuse, we should speak up against it and insist that all victims are heard and respected. But that basic principle of social justice has been abandoned by Democrats as they put partisan politics ahead of women's rights, turning #MeToo into #NotYou. Not you if you've been assaulted by a Democrat. Not you if you threaten the left's political power. No, not you. If you're a woman who has a credible claim against a Democrat on the ballot this November, the message is crystal clear. Shut up, sister, and don't rock the boat. A prominent Democrat member of Congress with credible domestic abuse allegations is running for office this fall. So, the latest in our How Swampy Is Your Candidate series has a special twist. Democrats' hypocrisy on women's rights is tonight's Swamp Watch. Deputy Chairman of the Democratic National Committee and Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison is running to become Minnesota's Attorney General in November. Ellison's ex-girlfriend, Karen Monahan, has accused him of violently assaulting her. This is a text message she sent him. Keith, we never discussed the video I have of you trying to drag me off the bed, yelling the expletive out now, calling me an expletive and saying I hate you, expletive. Monahan has also released notes from a doctor's appointment stating Ellison's emotional and physical abuse. The document mentions Ellison by name. Someone recently tweeted at Ellison's accuser, Karen Monahan, asking if Democrats believe her. She replied, "No, they don't. I've been smeared, threatened, isolated from my own party." This isn't even the first such allegation against Ellison. In 2006, Amy Louise Alexander publicly accused Ellison of verbally abusing her while they were having an affair. She also said he grabbed and pushed her during an argument. Ellison denies both allegations, just like Brett Kavanaugh denies the allegations made against him. Of course, Democrat leaders, because they have such a strong, principled commitment to women's rights, would insist that both cases are treated the same, right? On the Brett Kavanaugh allegations, the most vocal Democrat this week was Senator Kirsten Gillibrand.
I believe her because she's telling the truth. She is asking the FBI to investigate her claims. She is asking for that kind of review, that investigative work, that oversight, that accountability, because she's telling the truth. Judge Kavanaugh has not asked to have the FBI review these claims. Is that the reaction of an innocent person? It is not.
And here's what she said about the Keith Ellison case. Literally nothing. What about that great champion of women's rights, Kamala Harris? On Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, she says this.
I believe that the FBI, Nora, to your point, it should be compelled to do its job in terms of completing their background investigation. And that's not being done.
Be compelled. But it's okay. She's really fired up about Keith Ellison too. Quote, "I know that the DNC is investigating it, so we'll see and let that run its course." The DNC investigating it. Imagine if Chuck Grassley said that about the Brett Kavanaugh case. Don't worry, we've got the RNC looking into it. But if we can't count on Kamala Harris for consistency, then surely good old Bernie Sanders is a reliable Me Too advocate. Yes, indeed. On Kavanaugh, he tweeted, "The allegation from Professor Christine Blasey Ford is a serious one that deserves a full investigation." Strong words, Senator. And I'm sure you feel equally strongly about alleged abuse of any women anywhere. So what's this? When asked about the Ellison allegations, Senator Sanders told reporters, quote, "Nope, nothing. And you'll excuse me, I've got to get going." I'm sure you do, just in case you get a lecture from your colleague, Mazie Hirono.
Guess who's perpetuating all of these kinds of actions? It's the men in this country. And I just want to say to the men in this country, just shut up and step up. Do the right thing.
That's right, Mazie. These wretched men who don't respect women with abuse allegations need to shut up and step up. Men like, well, Democrat Senator Richard Blumenthal. He had lots to say this week about Brett Kavanaugh.
I believe Dr. Ford. I believe the survivor here. There's every reason to believe her. This nomination will not only cast a shadow over Judge Kavanaugh, if he were ever to be confirmed, it will also stain the United States Supreme Court irreparably.
But on Democrat Keith Ellison's alleged abuse, silence. Come on, Senator, step up. And that goes for you too, Tom Perez, chair of the DNC. Here's what Perez said about Brett Kavanaugh. This serious allegation must be investigated thoroughly. The American people deserve answers, not a vote that's rammed through by Republicans. I wonder what he means by a thorough investigation. Oh, wait, he told us when he was talking about the serious allegations against Keith Ellison.
I mean, the matter is under review, and the Minnesota Democratic Party is conducting a very thorough investigation.
Phew. That well-known and widely trusted professional arbiter of sexual abuse allegations, the Minnesota Democratic Party, is going to take care of it. Wait, I've had an idea. On Brett Kavanaugh, let's get the Maryland Republican Party to investigate. I'm sure Tom Perez will be fine with that. What a bunch of hacks and hypocrites these Democrats are. I took that message deep into hostile territory on Friday when I went on Bill Maher's show. She was making an argument that basically he is guilty until he can prove himself innocent. And that is not something I think that we should accept. No. And furthermore, there's a hypocrisy to it. I wouldn't mind that so much if the same standard was being applied to others in her party who have had serious allegations made against them, like Keith Ellison. But that's not happening.
What about Eric?
Well, you can imagine how that went down. Isn't this country divided enough without Democrats politicising one of the most long-standing and abhorrent issues in our society, the abuse of women by men, an issue that we're now, finally, thankfully, giving the priority it deserves? How can we unite against this vile behaviour when it's me too if you accuse a Republican, but not you if you accuse a Democrat? Republican senators have shown respect to Dr. Ford. Can't even one, just one, prominent Democrat say, I believe her, when the alleged abuser is a leader of their own party? Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Mazie Hirono, you made a great show of standing up for women last week. Turns out that in your eyes, some women's rights are worth more than others. Thanks a lot, sisters. Tell us what you think of that on social media at NextRevFNC and at Steve Hilton X.